Man, what is happening, my YouTube family? Of course, it is your boy B New coming at you this Saturday morning. Just want to send positive vibes to everybody and appreciate all the words of encouragement regarding my family and everything. And I'm actually feeling a lot better myself. So, hey, appreciate y'all positive vibes. Much love, much love. So, anyway, you know I had to come do a Saturday morning show because LeBron James returned to action last night against the Sacramento Kings. And as we all know already, the haters are in full effect. They couldn't wake up. They couldn't wait. They didn't even brush their teeth. They didn't even wash their ass. They didn't do nothing except roll out of bed and look at their NBA Game Time app or whatever the hell they saw the score on and said, oh, LeBron came back and the Kings beat him. Oh, LeBron missed the last shot. Oh, my God. I mean, just feeling real good. They just feeling real good. But as we all know about haters, traitors, imitators, and fakers, floggers, and dodgers, that they are nobody. They peasants that we don't concern ourselves with. So at the end of the day, if you ask me if I am worried about this loss in LeBron's first game and return to action, no. And probably LeBron James chose this game because he know Denver is Monday night, and he know that's a very important game. I'm pretty sure he's upset that they didn't come away with the victory, as well as everybody else, all his teammates and coaching staff as well. Probably were highly disappointed. But it was a tune-up game. You know, they have to all get acclimated with playing with one another. LeBron hadn't played with Anthony Davis since before February. Let's not forget that. Anthony Davis is still only in his 5th or 6th game back. Let's not forget that. Also, they have another key piece, Ben McLemore, who LeBron hadn't played with before. Let's not forget that. Alex Caruso is still battling his back spasm, so he was out. So let's not forget that. So just my key takeaways from the game. The Lakers came out hella rusty. Then it wasn't just, I don't know if it was just the nervous anticipation of maybe Andre Drummond playing with LeBron or things of that nature. But in the first quarter, when the Lakers actually were down, I want to say about 12 or 13 points, early on, by the end of the first quarter, it wasn't looking so good. But I knew that LeBron would bring them back, and it was just a matter of them all trying to get back into a rhythm. So the way it started it off, the Lakers had so many. At one point, LeBron passed it to the referee. So that shows you how a little bit rusty he was. But he was trying to be a little bit fancy, too, by doing him some no-looks and things of that nature. But that pass out of bounds to that referee, if you all notice, let me point it out to you, that was the only turnover by LeBron James yesterday. That was, no. I apologize. He had one other turnover when it was stolen from him late in the fourth quarter, and that was key because that actually put Sacramento up by 2 with maybe 2 or 3 minutes left. But anyway, we'll get more into that in just a second. So anyway, I think LeBron James' overall performance was great. You could tell by watching the game that the Lakers look like a totally different team now. They look like a totally different team. They look like a team that actually can share the ball, pass the ball around the wing, make the extra pass. LeBron James hitting Markieff Morris on curls, screens, pick and roll looking nice, lob. LeBron had a nice lob to Andre Drummond. Marc Gasol actually came in early, and what was crazy, when the Lakers went down by like 12, or 13 in that first quarter, and LeBron James went and got his rest, I want to say at the 5-minute mark or 6-minute mark, the Lakers were even down by more because it was 5 or 6 and they pushed it to 12 or 13. But what I noticed was when LeBron came back into the game, and they inserted Marc Gasol into the lineup with him, and next thing you know, the Lakers went on a tear. And I mean, they were making the extra pass. LeBron James had a lot of hockey assists that didn't necessarily count for him, but he set up so many plays under the rim to Anthony Davis, who in turn just passed it over to Andre Drummond for an easy look. And I mean, there were so many blown shots within 2 or 3 feet of the rim that the Lakers were just flat out missing. They just had an off night, and that's gonna happen. But that's why the Lakers don't need, or nobody really wants to be into the play-in tournament, because if you fall into that play-in tournament, just like last night, anybody can lose a game at any time. Even, I think my granddaddy used to tell me, even the sun shine on a dog ass every once in a while. And I'm not saying that against Sacramento, because I said even last week after Sacramento took out Dallas, who had been on a very hot streak, not to overlook Sacramento, not to overlook them, because, you know, everybody wants to play spoiler at the end of the season. Sacramento is still fighting maybe to get into that 10th spot, who knows? But at the end of the day, nobody's going to roll over for you and just give you a victory. This is the association. So nobody is going to roll over and just give you a victory. I'm sorry. It just does not work like that. So as the game progressed, the Lakers ended up, of course, under LeBron James' leadership, taking the lead. So the Lakers took the lead, and they were up by, even in the fourth quarter, they were up by 10 or 12. And lo and behold, LeBron James goes to the bench. And then there is a 12-2 run. LeBron James goes to the bench, and there's a 12-2 run. This 12-2 run ignites the Kings and brings them back to where they tie the game right before LeBron James is re-entering the game after getting his rest. I want to say at the 5-minute mark of the fourth quarter. So of course Vogel allowed the run to continue without making any necessary changes when there was ball stoppages where he had opportunities to make changes within the lineup. I would have liked to see, since Mark had hit a three-pointer and was spreading the floor and was feeling really good about himself, you only played him 7 minutes. But guess what? When you look at plus minus, LeBron James and Marc Gasol and Ben McLemore are the only Lakers that's in the plus. Anthony Davis, Schroeder, everybody was in double-digit negatives. So LeBron James and the big Spaniard have a pretty good connection. Let's remember that Marc Gasol was the starting center. And I'm not taking anything from Montrezl Harrell. The thing is, the Lakers have all the tools in the toolbox that's needed in order to beat any team in the league. But you have to be able to rotate your players and substitute. The NBA is all about matchups. And if you don't take advantage of matchups, then you will lose. It is that simple. And I do not understand for the life of me why they never brought Marc Gasol back late in the second half. And I'm not saying, oh, Marc Gasol was the end-all, be-all to save it. But, you know, if teams are going on runs, then you're not making changes and adjustments, then that says something about you as a coach. You understand what I'm saying? And you can't just say, well, we're only down to so many timeouts, so LeBron is going to come in and save us. As long as it's close, we'll win. You cannot think like that. And LeBron did have an opportunity to hit a three at the end. The Lakers are only down by 2. I would have loved to see them, and that's another thing with coaching. I mean, it was coming off a timeout. I would have loved to see them draw up a play that could have been LeBron inbounding the ball because, you know, he has a high IQ and he can see over the defense, and maybe getting something down low in the post to AD to get him an easy shot to where he's going to make the shot or get fouled. And then he can go to the line and tie the game up and then go ahead and play overtime. I don't understand that. Or maybe go in the post to AD, and if he happened to miss it, it's still a few seconds left to where Andre Drummond can clean it up for an easy look and finish it off and tie the game. Or at least have LeBron driving to the hole and kicking out to an open three-point shooter or taking the shot. Because if they do foul him, he got an opportunity at an and one because he's been finishing at the rim. And, you know, if he happened to go to the line and if he missed a free throw, then so be it. But at least I would have liked that better than the three. It seemed like LeBron kind of rushed that three with 5 seconds left. And I think really his mentality was in rushing that three was with so much time on the clock with 5 or 6 seconds left, I give my players an opportunity to get an offensive rebound down low and come back up and get an easy shot to tie the game. But the shot missed so hard off the back of the rim, it just took a bad bounce and went out so high to the top of the key that Sacramento was able to get the long rebound and secure the victory. So, you know, that's just the way the ball bounces. But I know a lot of people are so happy that LeBron James lost, but at the end of the day, hey, it is what it is. There's so many games left in the season. The Lakers are still one game over Portland. Things are getting real close, so they definitely don't want to fall out of that sixth spot. I would imagine that they are going to watch some film, and they only going to get better. And the thing about it is, LeBron James and Anthony Davis, whenever they played together, their motto was for every season was, don't lose 2 in a row. So they took a loss to this one. I think Toronto has been playing good as of late. Lowry has still been playing. I'm telling you what, it's not going to be a give-me game. So I hope the Lakers not walking into it thinking it, because teams would love to spoil the Lakers' season and put them down into a play-in game and possibly not into the finals or something like that, which I still wouldn't be worried, too concerned, because when the Lakers had a back against the wall, Anthony Davis and LeBron James, they play with a total another sense of urgency. But as they get more acclimated together, I don't think there's anything to worry about, because, and you'll probably see this on Sunday, that the offense is going to look a lot better. And that's what I want to say from last night. The offense looked a whole lot better with LeBron James in there. I did kind of, Schroeder was bringing the ball up court for the most part in the waning moments of the fourth quarter when the Lakers were down by 2. And let's not forget, the Lakers were down by 5, and LeBron James hit a key 3 to cut it to 2 to even put them in position. So, the Lakers shot terrible. The Lakers shot terrible from 3-point last night. They was only like 7 out of 28, or 7 out of 29 or something like that. And I want to say that McLemore made 4 out of those 7. So McLemore's been looking good on the perimeter. I think he should still keep getting the opportunities. But at the end of the day, y'all don't be concerned. Trust what I'm telling you. Don't be too concerned that the Lakers lost that game on LeBron James' first game back. I know I was hyped up and amped up yesterday. That was just my emotions because I was so ready. I was prepared for if the Lakers did lose. I knew it could have been a possibility because when you had that much time off and your first time playing in live action. But as you can see, LeBron James played his typical amount of minutes. So it's not like he was not in game shape. So he was ready, just like we said. I would like to see him take more shots, go to the hole more. But what he is clearly trying to do is make his teammates better and prepare them for the playoff run that they're about to go on. Because with some of the new additions to the team, they haven't been in that position before. And he wants to make them ready for it. And, man, I tell you what, Damian Jones last night, man, we had him for real cheap on those 10-day contracts. Nothing against Drummond or anything like that, but I think if Damian Jones would have kept getting the opportunity and playing like that, then Marc Gasol and Damian Jones could have been a good 1-2 combo, and the Lakers would have got off the hook easy for a nice cheap salary for a center position, because at the end of the season, we don't know if the Lakers will even be able to retain the services of Andre Drummond or if it's worth it if they do, because if they do, then more than likely they won't be able to keep Dennis Schroeder. But these are conversations to be had for another time. Of course, we all know what we saw happen with Boston. They were down by like 30 or 40 and came back and won the game. Like, Tatum went off for 60 points. I hate I missed that game, but that was something else. So I don't know if anybody got a chance to see that. Put your comments below. Let me know how it was. I ain't even had a chance to watch the highlights, but I got things I got to get to. So I just want to chime in on the Lakers this morning and their performance and LeBron James' performance. So as always, I'm still going to be away from home here for the next couple of days, just trying to take care of this business. So like I said, I appreciate everybody, positive vibes. And as always, positive vibes back to you all. And as always, right on to the real, and much love to these haters. I'm out.